Hey everybody, welcome to the Elder of Rock. I am Stephen Elder, and today, since we all are still mourning the loss of Ozzy Osbourne, and a lot of us have been probably listening to a lot of Black Sabbath and Ozzy era Black Sabbath. I thought maybe I've been listening to a lot, and I've been thinking, there's some pretty cool deep cuts on here. Just wondering if you feel the same. As some deep cuts. What I consider a deep cut is song you don't hear a lot that has hardly been played live. You don't hear anybody really covering it. Obviously there's the obvious songs that get played on the radio, Iron Man, Paranoid, and even if you go into a bar or somewhere, there's a jukebox. Those are the ones you might hear the most. But so I thought, but there are some other songs on here on that Sabbath that have kind of maybe gone by the wayside now. Of course, you're a big Sabbath head, you obviously know these songs, but I just think these songs maybe deserve more attention, or that maybe that just I don't know. I just think they're cool. So I'm gonna go, like I said, these Ozzy era albums. I'm gonna go album by album, choose a song off each album, which I feel is a deep cut. So here we go. So the first one, obviously off of Black Sabbath. I'm gonna go with The Wizard. This is a song that I don't think has been played live. Ozzy played it on Speak of the Devil. But as far as Sabbath, and I think Sabbath maybe did it with Tony Martin a couple times, but that was so it's been like I don't think they've done it since. I may be wrong. I don't know. Maybe they did it on their last tour, and I just don't know about it. But anyway, I consider it deep cut anyway. You don't really hear a lot. You don't hear it a lot. Doesn't get played on the radio a lot. It's got Ozzy playing harmonica. And I just always have liked the groove of this song, and especially Bill Ward's drumming on here. I've thought was been pretty cool. So the Wizard off of Black Sabbath. So now Paranoid. Now it could be hard to maybe find a deep cut off Paranoid, because this is like most of this album is pretty well known. Gets played a lot. You got War Pigs, Iron Man, Paranoid, and Fairies Wear Boots. Gets have been they play those live a lot. You hear those a lot. But a song on here that I think is pretty cool is Hand of Doom. Now that I remember who did that. I think it was a Tool that maybe did that at the tribute concert. Song you don't hear a lot though. I don't know if they played it live a lot. Did they do it on Reunion? Did they do it on Reunion? I might have to double check that. But anyway, I figure so. This a song is a deep cut, really cool. Subject matter is pretty cool. Very eerie. Ozzy kind of singing in a scary voice. What you gonna do? And so very menacing. Lots of cool changes in it, and so yeah. So Hand of Doom is my favorite deep cut off Paranoid. So Master of Reality is kind of the same way. This a lot of this album gets played. They've played a lot of this album, even on the last tour, I believe. So, but if I'm gonna go for a song that probably, uh, I don't know, maybe doesn't get played a lot. I know they did this on the Reunion album. I don't know if they did this on the last tour, even though I saw the last tour they did, and I don't remember if they did this. But Lord of This World, pretty cool tune. I don't think anybody did it at the concert either. So, but I think Live It, Lord of This World. I think they're talking about the devil here, and so very cool subject matter, very doomy, and also has a really cool kind of Orchid is before that, but really cool intro that leads into this. Very just a song that kind of defines doom for me is this song, Lord of This World. So there, yeah, Master of Reality, Lord of This World. So then we go to Volume 4. Now here's a lot of songs on here that probably could be deep cuts, because this is an album that maybe a couple of songs get played. Snowblind is the obvious one that gets played a lot on here. Under the Sun has been played. Um, Tomorrow's Dreams, but I'm going to go with on here the song Cornucopia. It's a very short song, but it's got a very just doomy dun 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 dun. Dun. It's very short song, very fast song, but it's great lyrics by like maybe Geezer or Ozzy. I don't know who did the lyrics, but great lyrics. Ozzy singing great on it. And like I said, it's short to the point, and I love it. So Cornucopia off Volume 4. So then we go to Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. There could be quite a few on here that are maybe deep cuts as well, but the one I'm gonna go with is National Acrobat. It's the second song on here. It's very trippy song, very doomy. Lyrics are pretty cool, and but then it kind of has a tempo change, and I kind of like that. And so, kind of very cool song. I don't know if when the last time I've ever played this live or ever. I know also Metallica um, covered it when they did when they covered what did yeah, I think they did that National Acrobat. I can't remember the others. They did maybe another one too. They kind of combined two. But anyway, so Metallica did a good version of this, but National Acrobat off of Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. Then we get to Sabotage, and I got the deluxe box set here. Very cool. Check it out if you you know don't have it. Very cool. It's got a live disc on it, and live discs, I should say, of a concert. Um, and if I were to go with the song off of here that I believe is a deep cut and very very good, I mean, is the Writ, the last song on here. And I think it's kind of I think Ozzy maybe did write the lyrics on the Writ, and it's about their uh, ongoing battles with the record company. So there's some things Ozzy says about I think the son of their manager or something. Are you Satan? Are you man? Or something like that. He's talking about their manager because they were getting ripped off at the time, and the Writ, of course, they were getting writs. Court, legal writs or whatever from lawyers and shit. So that's the Writ, and I'm going to say that that's the one off of Sabotage. That's a deep cut. So then what do we got next? Well, we got Technical Ecstasy. Again, another deluxe box set here. Very cool. Check it out. It's got a live show on it. Got a cool disc of alternate takes and outtakes and remix by Steven Wilson. If I'm going to go with a deep cut off of here that I really like, it's going to be You Won't Change Me. It's the second song on the album. Um, it's got that typical, I guess that's, of course, what we like about Sabbath, a doomy riff, some cool keyboard coming in. And actually, the beginning of this, if I had this on shuffle and or something, and the start of the song came on, I was thinking also maybe I was getting to hear I don't know because they got that similar gong fading in kind of thing to it. But it's very cool. Got a great, uh, it's got keyboards on it, but it's very cool, menacing keyboards. Tony does a great solo, and lyrically, it's typical in the Sabbath mode. So, great song. You Won't Change Me off of Technical Ecstasy. So then we get to Never Say Die, an album probably full of deep cuts. I mean, they don't. They've rarely. The only song they really played off of this was "Never Say Die." I don't think they've ever really done anything else off of this one. But maybe this isn't a deep cut for a lot of you for choosing the song I'm going to choose off here. But I'm going to choose "Air Dance" because it's not your typical Sabbath song. You probably, if you weren't a Sabbath fan and you heard this, you probably wouldn't know it's Black Sabbath. And except for maybe Ozzy's vocals, you might recognize Ozzy. Ozzy's very distinct vocal. But this is just like a very like freeform, uh, mid-tempo song, jazzy, very melodic, but and it goes into a great the outro solo and everything to this is great. It's very proggy, I guess. I guess I'd say maybe it's prog. A lot of very proggy as well. So air dancing, but again, if you heard this in 1978 and a couple albums before there was Sabotage and Symptom of the Universe and that whole album, and then you hear a song like Air Dance, and I get why people probably didn't like this album because they probably thought, what the hell is Sabbath doing? But it's only in light of you know that we can appreciate it now, for what it is. I didn't hear this when it first came out because even though it was out and I was probably could have bought it, but I just always heard bad things about it, and I probably didn't hear this till like the '90s. When I first really heard this album and thought, well, that's not so bad. And I think even a song that blew me away was Air Dance, because I was like, wow, that's just a great song. So Air Dance off of Never Say Die. So and then we're going to go with the next album, which was the last album they did together, which is 13. So this album here, I got one with a bonus disc. So I am going to cheat here. And again, this is another album that, obviously I probably only played maybe 4 songs total off this, and they did play one of the songs off the bonus disc off of here. But I am going to go with the song on here, the first Methodemic. Great blistering rocker. Just, you know, everybody's on point here. Great Ozzy vocal. Just the band's great altogether on this, and Geezer, I think, does some great bass work as he does on all songs. But just great song. So here, so that's the song I'm going to choose off of here. Methodemic off of 13. So there you go. So those are my deep cuts. What are your favorite deep cuts? Reply in the comments there. I also will sometimes I put like a Spotify list, and maybe I'll do that with this one. If I do, I'll put a link in the comments, putting a little list on Spotify. So you want to check these out. If you're not familiar with them, you can check them out. And so there you go. So thank you very much for watching. I'm Stephen Elder. Watch for me also on episodes of The Contrarians and Grant's Rock Warehouse. And thank you for watching The Elder of Rock. The Elder of Rock.